Self-Love Lunch Break with me, Diana, your sacred self-love coach. Thank you for being here. If you are joining me live for this, then drop a comment and let me know where you are and how you are. How are you today? How are you on this beautiful Thursday afternoon for lunch break, self-love lunch break? Hello, Instinctive Living. Welcome, welcome. So, as you may or may not know, over the past few weeks, I have been talking about different ways to be more awake and alert in August, to getting woke in August. So, getting to know yourself better, getting to connect with who you really are in the whole ethos of finding true satisfaction. And we have spoken about being body boss babe. So getting in touch with your body, your physicality, knowing that vessel. We've spoken about mentoring your own mindset, knowing your mind, knowing your triggers, getting to know how you operate, and really, really mentoring yourself into the best possible mindset. We've spoken about being empowered with your emotions, knowing where your stories come from, knowing your feelings, acknowledging them, and then using them for your own good and your own empowerment. Hello, Hungry Lion Tours. Hello, Instinctive Living. It's so good to have you guys here. Thank you for joining. And so we've looked at the different bodies, as I always talk about, is your four bodies, and that is your physical body, this arms and legs and all of the physicality that makes us physical in this life, your mental body, which is your mind, your mindset, your thoughts, and your emotional body. So, what I like to call your heart, the heart of who you are, those feelings that we feel and how we use them. So, those are the three bodies that give us shape and form in this human experience. And then the fourth one, which is the key to everything and the most powerful, is the true essence of who you are, your sacred self or your soul. True essence is a term that I absolutely love because it is that I am part of you. Who is moving my arm? I am. Who is that I? And that's what this is all about. That's what self love is all about. It's getting to know that part of who you truly are, your true essence. So, today in Soul Satisfaction Part 2, I want to touch on different ways to really achieve soul level satisfaction in life. That's more than fleeting fulfillment, it's more than moments of happiness. Those are great. But soul satisfaction is a depth of being, it's a state of being that stays with you, that you get to this space that no matter what is going on in life around you, you still have that sense of inner harmony, knowledge that everything is as it should be, and full satisfaction, regardless of the circumstances. Sounds crazy, right? Because, I mean, if you think of the awful, awful circumstances that you could find yourself in, and that some people are in right now, today. If we think of Haiti, people who've suffered under the earthquake. If we think of Afghanistan, people who are fearing for their future because they don't know what's going to happen next because there's been such a big shift and a history of war. People in South Africa, where there is a big history of aggression and suppression and all sorts of crime coming out of that. And so to think of having a deep sense of soul level satisfaction, regardless of circumstances, can seem crazy. And yet, what I'm here to tell you is that it is realistic, it is achievable, it's very real. Okay. And the answer, as always, we've discussed how do you get to that soul satisfaction? The first thing is to connect with your true nature, your true essence. What is your true nature? Who are you really? And we've discussed meditation. I will time and time again come back to meditation as being a route to your true essence. Meditation being a path to getting to know who you really are and how you really operate, and experiencing that stillness, because it is in that stillness that we start to experience deep soul level satisfaction. So meditation, I will always come back to that because meditation will show you your true nature. What's another way? Another way is love. Love will draw out the true nature of anything. Love is such a healing balm and it will create safety and draw that out. So what if there is no love to be found around you? What if there is love around you and you're still unfulfilled? A lot of people would have experienced this, where there are people around them saying, I love you so much, and yet they don't feel that soul level satisfaction. And you know where I'm getting to, right? Self-love. Self-love is the answer. Self-love is at the root of it. And I'm just going to expand on this a little bit. Self is you. Self is that I am part of you. The part of you that operates your body. The part of you that thinks your thoughts, creating your mindset. The part of you that feels the feelings. The part of you that can direct all of those different parts of who you are. That is self. That is your true essence. So when I talk about self-love, I am not just talking about self-care. Self-care is amazing. I am not just talking about um, working with your inner critic. I'm talking about all of these things, but not just any one of them. Self-love is about getting to that true essence of who you are, your true nature, drawing it out and loving it completely, unconditionally. So if we can just look, I'm going to read you my definition of self-love. And this will give you a hint as to where we're going with today's talk. Self-love is taking daily action that support self-knowledge, self-acceptance, and self-improvement or leadership. I use those two terms interchangeably. So self-love is taking daily actions that support self-knowledge, self-acceptance, and self-leadership or improvement. And these actions are rooted in a deep commitment to the true essence of self as an energy, an eternal energy being worthy of love, worthy of acceptance, worthy of freedom of expression and expansion. So think about that. That's my definition of self-love, and that's quite a mouthful. That's quite a lot. So what I want to do over the next couple of weeks, we've got 3 more self-love lunch breaks in August. So in the tone of being alert and awake in August and getting woke to our true nature and who we really are, the true essence of who we are. For the next 3 self-love lunch breaks, we're going to do self-knowledge. So I'm going to pull out of my definition of self-love, which is self-knowledge, and we're going to do that on Tuesday. The next one is self-acceptance, which we'll do on Thursday. And then the final one is the interchangeable self-improvement / leadership, which we'll do the following Tuesday, which is the last day of August. And what I want to do in each of these sessions coming up is give you very, very practical tools that you can use in order to cultivate self-knowledge. So what is self-knowledge about? Self-knowledge is about curiosity. It's about unbiased curiosity. It's about getting to know you, getting to know yourself, getting to know how you work, getting to know what you respond to, getting to know what your triggers are, getting to know how you think, how you feel, how you are physically. And there are so many ways to do this. It's really, really exciting. There are so many ways to kind of meet yourself again and get to know yourself on a deeper level, as you would with a new person, any other new person in your life. So it's about asking questions. It's about certain processes that you can do with yourself. And instead of putting them in the kind of, I have to do this to be better, you don't have to anything. Okay, when it comes to self-love, this is about getting to know yourself better because you want to, because you want that deep sense of soul satisfaction. You want that fulfillment that lasts. You want that harmony in your life. You want that joy that doesn't go away, even when there is pain. I just want to quote Tony Robbins, and I don't know if he was the first person to say it, but a great, great saying is that pain is inevitable. There will always be situations and occurrences in life that bring pain. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is the choice. And that's what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about that level of soul satisfaction where even when you're experiencing pain and it is real and it is tangible, you can still choose not to suffer, not to prolong the pain of suffering. So we're going to talk about self-knowledge, and there are going to be so many ways that I'm going to give you. I'm going to try and keep it short. I'm going to try and condense it all into 20 to 30 minutes, as the self-love lunch breaks usually are, because there are just so many. And then what we can do in the months to come is we can explore each one a little bit more in depth. So I'll have a list for you next week, Tuesday. We'll touch on each of them, and then we'll take it further in the months to come. Next week, Thursday, we'll talk about self-acceptance. And this is a biggie, because at the bottom of it all, we all have that inner critic. We all have that voice that we've picked up and we have groomed to be stronger than anything. And even those of us who practice self-love and self-acceptance every single day with a commitment to accepting ourselves, there is still that inner critic. And under the right circumstances and the right factors being in play, that voice comes out again and has her say again, or his say, louder than ever, and can really pull us down in a moment. So next week, Thursday, we'll be looking at practical ways to get into self-acceptance and then to make it part of your lifestyle, so that knowing that the self-knowledge that you've got, you then work with yourself with that self-knowledge. Instead of taking that self-knowledge and using it against yourself, you'll use it for yourself, for your own joy in life, for your own fulfillment, for your own passion, for your own happiness. So again, there are so many things that you can do to practice self-acceptance and to make it part of your life. And we'll touch on that next week, Thursday, touch on the list, and then we'll jump into more detail further down the line. And then the last Tuesday of the month, we're going to look at self-improvement / leadership. So I have a passion about, once you know who you really are, it's impossible to turn away from that person. It is impossible to deny the truth of who you really are once you've seen it. So when you have seen, and that goes back to my definition of self-love, once you have seen yourself as that eternal energy being who is worthy of acceptance, worthy of love, worthy of expression, and worthy of expansion, you'll never be able to turn away from yourself. And as human beings, we've come up with so many ways to try and do this, so many ways to numb ourselves to our true essence, to our true nature. It's just the obvious ones are overeating, over drinking, indulging physically, so drinking, drugs, food, exercise, all sorts of things that we indulge in to an extreme that becomes our demise. Those are forms of numbing. Those are forms of trying to turn away from that beautiful, perfect, divine, eternal being that we are, worthy of the most amazing love, acceptance, joy, expression, and expansion. So on the last Tuesday of August, we'll be looking at how to lead yourself. So once you've seen yourself, and it's not like it happens on one day and you go, okay, now I know I've met myself. It does. You can have that experience, and that's incredible. Or you can see glimpses and glimpses and glimpses of yourself, and over time, this image of who you really are and your true soul essence, your sacred self emerges and takes form. More and more, you'll find yourself moving in that direction, and we're going to talk about ways to lead yourself from there. So how to step into being the person that you realize that you can be, how to step into your full potential, things that you can do and not do, because as a coach friend of mine and I were talking about earlier today, not taking action is an action in and of itself, and an important one. So we'll be talking about things you can do, things that you can choose not to do, choices you can make, tools that you can use in every day to really lead yourself to be the best version of yourself. And the best version of you will automatically be living your best life. So we'll be looking at so many modalities over the next 3 self-love lunch breaks. So as I said, next week Tuesday, next week Thursday, and the following Tuesday, self-knowledge, self-acceptance, and then self-leadership or self-improvement. Those are going to be the 3 themes coming out of, now that we've learned about the different energy bodies that we are. We are physical, we're mental, we're emotional, and we're a soul. And so it's now about working with all of that in practical ways. Some of the things are very active and some of them are far less active. But there are so many modalities and tools that can be taken on just in your daily life that can really, really ease this journey and make it fun and bring the playful back. And for me, keywords this year have been ease and play. And that is all wrapped up in self love. So that whole thing of taking daily actions that support that commitment to yourself, taking daily actions that support self knowledge, self acceptance, and self improvement. These actions are meant to be easy, they're meant to be fun. Life is meant to be fun, life is meant to be enjoyed. So, keeping it short today, just to tie up the last few weeks and prepare you for the next few weeks. That is it. I'm going to say today, again, if you're doubting, if you're wondering how am I going to meet this person, how am I going to find out what my true essence is, remember what I said on Tuesday, get quiet. Get quiet at least once every day. And whether that for you is meditation, whether it is yoga, whether it is staring at the wall, whether it is prayer, there are so many ways just to get quiet. Quiet in your body, quiet in your mind, quiet in your emotions. Get those different energy centers of who you are in line so that your true essence can rise up, so that there's space for that essence of who you are to show up and speak. And you might be surprised at what you see in your mind's eye, and what you hear with your inner ear. So get quiet, listen, and see, and keep loving yourself. You are worth it. And I love you, and I thank you so much for being here. And I really, really look forward to the next three self love lunch breaks with you when we cover these three different topics. So thank you so much. Ciao for now. Thank you for joining me. See you next week.